Around that one and this one. Huh?
Wacht, dan ga ik dat ook nog.
Oh ja, doe hem even in hoor, ja, dan kun je verder ook.
Plakt goed, hè?
Ja.
I think you did in Chile now. It's like just
Yeah.
okay. So where you were there too?
Now we do with the finished plaster also.
But mij uit.
We hebben bottomliners weg.
Dus hier. Dat is het belangrijkste.
Moet alles of even zo?
Nee, dus tot hier. Hè? Ja. En tot daar.
En naar beneden ook?
Ja, en dan naar lopen. Snelheid waar je langs loopt. De waterdichtheid die je aan.
Sacamos.
Já nie polskiego. Wysokie okazy. Kiedy to było zajmować.
The board's doing like this, but he is out of the middle. And finally, you can make personalize your. This one I bought, but I took the idea. And now, if you do a plaster workshop, we adapt it to the person. That means that you put your hand here, and then it should be carried right there. And then you see here the imprint you make, and there you put the hand. Because what is different, like this, look here. This I can do maybe half hour. I can plaster, not the whole day, because I take a break for a beer in Belgium. But you know, you change immediately because the weight is closer to your body. I make it a little more smooth in the sense with a little more water because of the quantity of the color I have. So I limit it already a little on the surface. And yeah, that it, we try to cover in one go the whole thing. So in general, we are using this. How you call this one in English? You call it a lissoir, making it smooth, a smoother. Huh? So you see this handle is in the middle. Huh? It is to have good grip and to put it on in an easy way. But this one, you see, do you see the difference of the placing the handle? It's out of the middle and it sticks over. Yeah? So compared to this one, This is at the end, and here it's out of the end. What I can do extra with this, I don't get it like this, but one finger goes there. So now I'm not only doing this and that, I have a third point of rotation, so that gives me more flexibility to put on the plaster following the form I need.
You did this.
I give it help, I make the shuffle, tumble over to get it there on the place where I want it. This is the head of the vase. I do this and I do it for 2 centimeters below the level of the ceiling. And then I push it up. And then I can regulate exactly the place which is still where I want it. So I did several times this, because if I continue, I deconnect. So I push it in again, push it there in. It's the first. So the next one always has to join. That means if I take the next one, I look how much I have. I see how thick I want to make the coat, and I decide where I put it to get a connection with it there. I push it up, and then I go to there to connect already. You see now I get more in how thick I can go. It's also a certain irregularity, so you have to compensate that with the thickness of this. So if I come here, I can continue, or I can do it in this movement. I have to fill this up, and I try not to pass this. You can correct always by cutting it off and then scrape it off, but I help it always to make the cut in before. I see how much I need, and then I put it on the line, and I flip them over. So this layer is meant to be to fill it up in this thickness, and then if that is for a certain area is done, then I'm gonna smooth it out more precisely. So now really the goal is to put it on. So now I make a movement from down, up, and I slowly let it go. Oh, there are stones in it. But then you can take it on more. So this is the movement, and I continue. It's the same with the body coat. We continue to feel the thickness what's already there, and to get it good smoothness. So I decide at the same time where I put it to get this thickness and to connect it at the same time. That is always the thickness. So I do the same as if it was the ceiling. Huh? Try to make already that connection. And then actually, this plaster was made for a thicker layer, but now I try to economize. That means to make it as thin as possible, because I'm not sure if I have enough for the whole surface. So therefore, sometimes you hit a small stone, and then I want that the other one starts on this side, and then here we're gonna do something with painting. So with pigment.
I can take the paint for the mortar. Over there.
No, you mix not with the plasterboard, do it with this one. Or get it in there and then you have one mix voor de zeggen. Even onder, ja. Gewoon hier en op. En dan lagen opzetten. En nu smeer je hem ook naar die kant uit, omdat je even En dan doe de laatste, die zit een beetje hier op de zijkant. Dan zet je hem hier, kijk eens. Dan zet je hem hier en dan doe je dit. Ja. Bon. What can we do here? 2. And then I screen it till partly 3 millimeters, partly 2.5 and even 1.5. So that is the finest, otherwise it's too difficult to sift. And it's important to get a strong plaster, that you have different sizes of sand, and that gives strength also to the plaster. And, so this one I would sift anyway, but you can use as a base also this one. But it's preferably that white sand there, it is, if you do only that one, it's too fine. So I prefer a 0.2, and then we do with sifting different granule sizes of the grain of the sand. Bon. So this part we can do with this plaster.
Okay.
Yeah. We do this part. Yeah.
If this plaster, then
Yeah. We can start with this. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Maar deze is...
we can repeat that on this side, and then we do plaster, and we do here a paint. So before we put this on, we're gonna wet it, and we put it on with a trowel.
Alleen niet een doek.
Ja, dat is de tweede lijn. So what we...
Se mu to tam prosmálo celý yellow, white and green. Come down a bit.
Yeah, it's a small area. We cannot let too many people. It's just the way it is. So start with here. Huh? We start with
A jo,
that.
tak v místnosti třeba nějaký
We have a third plasterboard.
víš, jako třeba před místností.
We have a third plasterboard.
No.
And
Present, I think it's not. We are leaving, so that maybe that's here.
Hij is net verderop, maar die andere staat nog in die zachter is.
then for making paint. Yeah. Here I have a smaller one for
C'est pas fait de colocation pour ça.
Cooking, mixing.
No, it's, I think it should have a little bit
More water? For that?
Can you also...
Не знаю.
Не похоже цемент.
Каолин. Нет, это не это. Не цемент. Забыл, что такое.
What is it?
this is white clay. Kaolin quality. So you just buy this in pottery shops, and it comes in bags of 15 or 20 kilo. It costs normally not more than €1 a kilo, and with one bag you can paint a house of 150 square meters. That means that the paint, the only thing what you add is if you want a certain color, and you add on the volume a third with quartz. That means that you go for the casein part. You even can also buy it as in a bag. It's powder casein, so it's easier for the dosage, but it's a bit. Ouais. Tu peux, mais non, parce que le poids c'est un sucre.
You see the difference between paint with
Possibilmente.
calce, with lime, and paint with clay.
C'è un video.
Yeah, that's the difference. I feel more free to make colors with clay. In particular, if it's the clay same way as the straw bale is giving me, then I don't work with lime at all. Because it costs me too much energy to make it. So actually, I'm always asking, why you are not using clay? There should be a reason not to use clay, or you don't find it, or you know. But it's the same discussion. They say, yeah, the mice always come in trouble. It's not.
Okay, in general.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm talking about it. Yeah. What we need for that. So we are using this.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
This is antigua.
A choice more.
This is pigment. Pigment.
Yeah. It's the cheapest, just for cement, shaw, plâtre, everything. What you can buy right on the corner of the shop. Sure, there are natural pigments and so on, but it's to show that you can do it also with the materials that's already there.
Yeah, this, yeah.
Is a simple kaolin with butter and pigment?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Normally I add also casein, or in powder or with a quark. So then I do a third quark and 2/3 of the in volume of the cake.
What is it? Who's saying?
That is finally I say do a try, but it depends. The pigments can influence the adhesion of the paint on the material where you put it on. So I had ones that it was, I think it was a red, it was a natural, there's a lot of iron in there, and it can be that the iron part was reacting with, because we had 3 paints, and well, I'm talking about 1 year, but then the red-based paint was coming off, and the other ones just stayed. Yeah.
So, sorry, 2 parts of clay, 1 of water and 1 of casein.
Again, yeah.
2 clay. Do people, in which kind of shop do you find casein in?
Which kind of shop?
Or
Well, I say it should be a main ingredient in ecological product shops, but it's hard to find. I put it in there like hair or things which can do to reinforce the
The basic is display ensemble. The basic.
But the
Basic ingredients is the display ensemble.
yeah. That's the basic thing. Everything you add has more to do with decoration. But I say, well, I like this wrap, and it gives a contrast with.
Understand, Ivo, that you want to have it like this.
Huh?
Understand, Ivo, that you want to have it like this. Here.
Here, this one, yeah. No. This we do this, then we do it smooth,
So
and
you want
then
to
we
smooth
see it. We don't move this.
Yeah,
It stays like this. Yeah.
Because I don't know if you want to have it like in Slovakia. So I say her that you want to have it like this.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah, this is really the way. Yeah. So maybe you can repeat a part, but yeah, but maybe just a little different form.
No, sure, I will put it there this too.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's
So
like,
if you want to put on the...
I think it's like
Yeah, or
Maybe some woman wants to do this.
now it's your chance,
I can.
your chance to be an artist. Everybody's.
Надо painting, надо рисовать вот сюда.
Просто
Да-да-да,
закрасить эту
это-
поверхность.
да-да-да.
Давайте я буду.
Этот рисунок.
Maybe,
And it is for free, yeah?
she wants to try. Tom, she wants to try.
Okay.
I will go.
Yeah, we start there, we see how it looks, and then we can also can do the full wash, and then the stroke, and do it 3-4, and then you come with that and you take it.
So it would be nice that you see it.
Значит, я так поняла, нужно закрасить эту поверхность, да?
Вот это и тот уголочек.
So you see, but also a thing, you start always up there, and then you work your way down with different colors, different textures. But because if you do the opposite, then it falls on top maybe of the part you have already done. Huh?
It's some technique.
So, oh la la, yeah, so this is the really what we still have. Yeah. So, this is the last, so put it there, and then we're gonna try to,
Is this thick? Too much of a thick?
well then we're gonna try to smoothen it out in that direction. But that one first one, maximum, yeah. I'm gonna switch to get
But the one for the women is starting over there.
What are they going to do with it?
Talk about women and rubbing.
Too much the glass.
Here?
No. We were worried because it wasn't enough. Instead it's too much.
more. Yeah, that works also. Maybe a second ago.
Guarda il secondo. Pigment. To lenzorka jest góra.
A można urobić fresco, a co to nie?
Naturally, they put more pure. Spesso dirà
sono di più, in modo da... Yeah, right. So you see, on the side, put it there. Dans celui-là, well, I sifted it.
it's what is grease of the milk, it's fat of the milk.
Not really,
The water of the fat and then the water.
It's the protein.
It's the protein of the milk.
Because we use it for glue in certain
Case. What to give casein to the clay better? I mean, because you can paint it wetter, better.
Tom, can I ask? This clay plaster is going to inside or outside? For both ways.
This clay plaster?
This clay plaster, usually you are using it for the inside or for the outside? Or does it matter? Because for outside you need a better quality, I guess.
No. Well, better. It depends if it catches the rain or not. So if it does, then you have to make a physical protection, like overhang or a screen or something. Or finally, what I do is I make with linseed oil an egg yolk, the yellow part of the egg. You mix together. It's exactly like mayonnaise. I call it mayonnaise, and that I mix in the finished pasta.
And did you try the flour? You were cooking the flour.
The flour, yeah.
We mix it, and after this we try to put them on the wall, let them dry, and it was really very hard and you cannot brush it.
Oh, okay, yeah. But that's what Gano Minke also explained. There are 5 important qualities we are looking for the plaster, and you cannot do the best for all 5. If you do a good waterproofing, then you're losing vaporability. But on that spot outside, you say it's more important that it doesn't come up. So that is then a decision you have to make. But for instance, inside or by the main entrance, it needs more that it is be tough, that it doesn't come up so easy. So then you add another thing. So it's always a compromise, but on the place where you're gonna put that plastic.
And this fine coat, do you mix it with the sand? Is the clay and sand?
I do always. Well, that is very light sand. And I did even last summer a plaster and a body coat, and I did one without sand. Just to let it crack, to show this is clay. But if you do it in a certain way, then it gives also. Finally, for me, it's all you're doing is makeup, and for the outside, you do maybe water protection. That is the main thing. But I say you haven't to do that with a plaster, because clay plaster is difficult to waterproof. You have to add something, so do it in another way. Yeah. So if you have used it, we clean it out. With there's a brush there, and then also we can use it for another color eventually.
Tom, est-ce que tu peux lui expliquer? C'est de l'argile pure, mais...
This is a clay.
This is clay.
The natural clay or just
Yeah, it's kaolin. The quality of kaolin. Kaolin. Yes. So we have three main clay families.
I see.
One is called marmonite. The second is bentonite, and the third is kaolin.
And it's not persistent.
Well, this is kaolin based.
It's not persistent. Not mixed it anything.
No.
It's natural,
Yeah, it's a net. Yeah. It's actually you have certain places where you have a band of a certain color, and then they grind it up as a powder, and they get the sand out and all the.
I see.
Yeah. So finally, we do it most. You find this in a pottery shop, where people making pottery. So they use different types of kaolin, so you have to figure out what is good for your plastering. But there is the place to get cheap also clay powder. And to make plaster, you add sand to it. So to give a mix, if you don't want to have cracks, if you have a clay in powder, you need at least 4 parts of sand.
1 part.
1 part clay, 4 parts sand. Well, this mixture is no pigment in it. In that one is no pigment. No? In that one is no pigment. No.
Only the color of the tree and the water?
We stepped in the car and we made a small tour, and they were making a road, and the road was doing this. And we made a calculation. It was just one thing like this. The road was going under. And we made a calculation that with the earth only from this thing, we could construct with all the layers 400 houses. Just that. I mean, you don't have to order.
Plastered the outer edges and it would have been out after 5 minutes.
Look at the team. The keeper. Huh?
Y sobre eso he hecho una capa. ¡Ey, ey! Where? Supposed to be here.
The plastic people has not put enough because even if you make here the cut, then you miss
More.
finally, but so by these tricks, you do sometimes that this color and then I do or you do otherwise you put a little over it and then by the cut you make a straight. You were there when I showed it?
No, I never
Okay, then I'm gonna explain you because otherwise we're not going. It's like this.
So?
Yeah, you're going?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really got that from
Yeah.
Then, so for instance, there you have something, I put it a little under it, that I get the right
To
thickness.
avoid it make down. Yeah. And then extend it.
Huh? Okay.
Okay.
So we have a very fine sand, so you can really make some. Try this. Huh? Get it on. Then,
Can I ask you for something? Why you don't
It's the same
it's the way I put it on.
Чё-чё?
Оказывается, у меня есть навыки. Не зря я дома печку-то.
Не, так а что, ну начнешь делать, через час вообще мастером станешь.
Or like this.
Well, the problem is, no, that's for sure it's not.
That's for sure. Yeah, but you first cut it, and then you cut eye, and then
No, you put it on. Here's the material, you don't put it there.
На этом упор делаю. Потренируемся, а потом сделаю.
okay. For me, it's same.
No, there. It has to touch what's already there.
This here.
Yeah. So this movement there, and then slowly is tumbling over. And here's more pressure because you have more stuff, and then you smooth it. It's a big gesture. Yeah.
In the same place.
Well, actually, I thank you. So now it's actually more just there.
That's very good question. And here, but I think
Maybe you can repeat this one.
this one.
Yeah, here. This one, it stays like this. And then
Оставим свой след.
I call what call.
You speak Russian?
Our own language.
No, I mean.
Yeah, we do speak Russian.
So I dip body coat, finish. Free coat. And this we have fiber, and we do shit in it. Fermentation is here. Huh? Yeah. Then it becomes very strong. And then this one cannot crack because it has a very strong